Hi there, welcome back to our educational series. So today we're going to talk about a subject that I hope will help you quite a bit. And we're going to discuss the differences between Old World and New World wines. Please understand when I do this that I'm making broad sweeping generalizations. In reading different articles and listening to some people speak, I've heard people be vehement about some of these generalizations and finding examples where these broad sweeping generalizations do not hold true. And certainly those exist. But what we want to be able to do is to make some very basic generalizations to help us understand the difference between these wines. And it's with that pursuit that we're going to engage. So let's start from the beginning. Old World wines, I think in many ways are characterized by a heightened level of terroir in the wines. Now terroir is a term that's used quite a bit, but let's define it first and foremost. Terroir refers to not only the soil in which the grapes are grown, but it refers to all of the different components that ultimately affect the way that wine is going to taste, the way the grapes are grown. So it refers to, in addition to the soil, the direction that vineyard faces, the slope of that vineyard, the drainage of that vineyard. It would also refer to the microclimate. It could even refer to the airborne yeasts. So again, anything that ultimately affects the way those specific grapes will taste. So we can see that in the classic wine producing regions, through hundreds of years of experimentation, they have found that specific grapes, that is varietals of grapes, grow better in specific soils. And as such, that rootstock will stretch into the subsoil and it will pull out various components that we can actually taste in the wine. And as we are actually going through and evaluating the wine, what we can see is that the wine will actually have some of those qualities. So when I'm tasting Pinot Noir, I am looking beyond the fruit, the cherries, the raspberries, the strawberries that I might see, and I look at the terroir, and that can actually tell me where the wine is from. It's how I can discern whether the wine is from Chambolle-Musigny or whether it's grown in Alto Adige, right? So it's those qualities in the soil that help me understand. The New World, conversely, tends to show more fruit qualities. That is, that many of the wine producing regions, and this is true of most new wine producing regions, that we see a heightened level of fruit. We tend to let the fruit ripen more, and as such there are higher sugars in the wine. We know that sugars interact with yeast to create alcohol, and therefore many of these wines show more alcohol. So the easiest way to distinguish between the two wines is something that I created called sun versus soil. Think of sun in the New World, creating more fruit expressions in the wines, and soil contributing to the earthy components that we see in Old World wines. Now, we could accurately say that in Sicily, in the Costiere de Nîmes, in some of these warmer climates in Europe, that we can see beautiful fruit expressions similar to what we see in the New World. However, the general statement, in general, does hold weight and can provide most people a very good fundamental understanding of the difference between Old and New World wines. Thanks, I hope that helps.